A rumor can travel halfway around the country before the truth puts on its shoes. And this week in Kenya, that old adage proved devastatingly accurate. The political sphere has erupted into bitter recriminations over reports concerning opposition Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga's health, with accusations flying like arrows in every direction. What began as whispers on social media about the former Prime Minister's conspicuous absence from public life quickly mushroomed into a full-blown political crisis, pitting former allies against each other and exposing deep fractures in Kenya's opposition landscape. The drama has all the hallmarks of Kenyan political theater: conspiracy theories, strongly worded denials, and the ever-present question of who benefits from the chaos. Moving to the heart of the controversy, the Raila Odinga Secretariat came out swinging this past Sunday, dismissing what it termed false, malicious, and politically motivated claims about the veteran politician's health. Dennis Onyango, Raila's press secretary, didn't mince words as he pointed fingers at what he described as a coordinated smear campaign. The accused? A trio of opposition figures including impeached former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Wiper Democratic Movement leader Kalonzo Musyoka, and former Defense Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa. According to Onyango's statement, these political leaders constitute what he called a struggling team, intent on dragging Odinga into their battles against President William Ruto's administration. The Secretariat alleged that the group has been leveraging bloggers and even artificial intelligence-generated images to spread falsehoods about Raila's condition. It's a serious charge in an era where digital manipulation has become a potent political weapon. The ODM camp was quick to explain the former Prime Minister's whereabouts, stating categorically that he had simply traveled to Europe on Friday evening for routine engagements, not medical treatment. They emphasized that this was merely one of many international trips Raila has undertaken this year. Nothing unusual, nothing sinister. The message was clear: move along, there's nothing to see here. But the opposition figures named in ODM's broadside were having none of it. Turning to their response, Kalonzo Musyoka and his Wiper Patriotic Front fired back with equal venom, categorically denying any participation in spreading false health narratives. Through Secretary General Shakila Abdallah, Wiper dismissed ODM's assertions as utterly false, accusing the party of engaging in the very practice they claimed to condemn. The counter-accusation was sharp. ODM has lost both its moral compass and political relevance. Wiper's statement dripped with indignation, warning ODM to focus on genuine issues rather than what they termed diversionary tactics. The party insisted that they had neither the time nor the inclination to engage in manufactured scandals, positioning themselves as the victims of baseless attacks designed to distract from ODM's own political struggles. Meanwhile, Rigathi Gachagua, the impeached former deputy president who has emerged as one of President Ruto's fiercest critics, took a different approach. Rather than flatly denying involvement in the rumors, Gachagua suggested that if Raila were indeed well, the solution was simple: public appearances. Drawing on Kenya's political history, he referenced how former President Daniel Arap Moi would strategically appear in public whenever health rumors surfaced, effectively quelling speculation through visibility. The implication was clear: if there's nothing to hide, why the defensive reaction? Looking at the broader context, this controversy reveals much about Kenya's current political alignment and realignment. The three men accused by ODM, Gachagua, Kalonzo and Wamalwa represent different strands of opposition to the Ruto government. Yet ODM, which once formed the backbone of opposition politics in Kenya, has in recent years moved closer to the government through what it terms a spirit of national unity and compromise. This shift has left traditional opposition figures in an awkward position, and Raila's decision to support certain government initiatives has been controversial within opposition circles. Could the health rumors, whether founded or unfounded, be a symptom of these deeper political tensions? Are we witnessing a proxy war where Raila's health has become a convenient battlefield for scoring political points? The use of social media and allegedly AI-generated content in this saga also raises troubling questions about the future of political discourse in Kenya. If ODM's allegations are accurate, we're entering dangerous territory where distinguishing truth from fabrication becomes nearly impossible for ordinary citizens. The weaponization of health information, real or imagined, represents a particularly cynical form of political combat. What makes this episode particularly frustrating for many Kenyans is the sense that while politicians trade accusations and denials, the real issues facing the country receive less attention. As these political figures engage in what increasingly looks like personal vendettas, questions about the cost of living, employment, healthcare, and education take a back seat. It's worth noting that health rumors about prominent political figures are nothing new in Kenyan politics. The country has a long history of speculation about leaders' well-being, often fueled by prolonged absences from public view. In a political culture where visibility equals viability, any extended absence invites conjecture, and political opponents are rarely slow to exploit uncertainty. The timing of this controversy is also significant. With regional and national political dynamics in flux, control of the narrative around key figures like Raila Odinga carries real consequences. For those seeking to build or maintain political coalitions, undermining a rival's health or stamina can be an effective if distasteful strategy. As we move forward, several questions remain unanswered. Will Raila make a public appearance soon to definitively put the rumors to rest, as Gachagua suggested? Will any evidence emerge to support ODM's claims about a coordinated misinformation campaign? And perhaps most importantly, will this episode prompt any soul-searching among Kenya's political class about the ethics of their tactics? For now, what we have is claim and counterclaim, allegation and denial, with truth somewhere in the murky middle. ODM insists their leader is perfectly healthy and traveling on routine business. The accused opposition figures deny spreading false information and accuse ODM of deflection. The public is left to navigate this minefield of accusations, trying to discern fact from fiction in an increasingly polarized political environment. What's undeniable is that this episode has exposed the brittleness of political relationships in Kenya, where yesterday's allies become today's accusers with stunning speed. It's also demonstrated once again how health, that most personal of issues, becomes weaponized in the rough and tumble of Kenyan politics. The ultimate irony may be that in their rush to accuse each other of spreading misinformation, all parties have succeeded in keeping the story alive, ensuring maximum publicity for precisely the kind of speculation they claim to oppose. In that sense, everyone involved may have contributed to the very problem they profess to deplore. And so the cycle continues, another chapter in Kenya's never-ending political drama, where the line between genuine concern and political opportunism grows ever more difficult to discern.